Hello, this is Veronica, and I wanted to thank you for checking out the Fiverr Profit Plan. In this first video, James and Ken will give you an introduction and overview of what you can look forward to in the rest of this course, as well as some examples of the results you could obtain on Fiverr by following our lead. These are all tried and true methods that you can use to dominate Fiverr with your own easy, predictable, and duplicable mini income streams. That said, let's get started with Module 1, Introduction.
I'm going to tell you one thing about Fiverr. It is a fun business, and you can be able to quit your job, and this could actually replace your income while you're working, because you can make a lot of money doing Fiverr, and it is a lot of fun. I personally has been able to quit my job and just do the internet full time, and it's a lot more than going to work and driving to work and doing the hustle and bustle. So get a pad of paper and a pen and take a lot of notes, for there's a lot of gems here.
Exactly. We did put a lot of time and effort into this course. So as James is correct, open up Notepad on your computer or do it the old-fashioned way with a pad of paper and a pen. But either way, make sure you take really good notes, because you don't want to miss out on any of these really good ideas on how to make great money with Fiverr.
I totally agree. Now, guys, I really care about you, and I'm going to tell you, some of the people that bought this course, they're not really serious about making a lot of money on Fiverr. But some of you that really do, and you really want to quit your job and you want to just do this full-time like we do and stay at home and sit back and make a lot of money on internet. And we retired many years ago, and I'm going to tell you the ideas that we personally like to use and that you can make a lot of money on Fiverr. These are gems out there that we didn't want to share because otherwise it would be oversaturated. So when we do these on Fiverr, we don't want a lot of competition doing this. But for the people that really are serious about this, we're giving it to you as really an extra course, and it's very inexpensive. The link is right on the bottom, so if you want to click it and get to it, I'm going to tell you, you're going to actually be able to explode with the money that you can make on Fiverr. I'm going to tell you, I wasn't even going to give this out, because the reason was because we do very well using these techniques. But if you're really serious about making money on Fiverr, this is the way to go.
Yeah, and keep in mind that there's 6 modules to it, so there's quite a bit of information into it, and we did put a lot of time and effort into it as well. So it's not just a skimpy, hey, here's a PDF with a list of techniques. I mean, there's actually step-by-step videos where we demonstrate what we do, and also ways that you can outsource these techniques to other people, so you can leverage your time and your efforts so you can actually be doing other things, and as Jim said, really explode your Fiverr business. So go ahead and click the link below the video and you'll get access to it if you hadn't purchased it already. If you have purchased it, definitely go through all of the modules, because I think you're going to be very pleased with all of the different information. One of the things also we wanted to do was give you a lot of the same ideas that we use to make big money on Fiverr, so we can stimulate your imagination, and hopefully you'll take some of our ideas and even go further with what we've done. So we'll definitely see you in the bonus, and like I say, if you didn't get the bonus, make sure you click the link below and get into that too. You'll be very glad you did. Now, with the methods that we're about to disclose to you, you'll be able to make much more than just $5 per gig. That's one of the great things about Fiverr, is that don't think it's just a place to make $5. Basically, the cost of entry is $5, and that's the reason everyone comes to Fiverr. That's why it has a really great name and basically a really good theme. But think about it, is with these methods, you'll be able to make a nice living through Fiverr, believe it or not. You'll actually feel like you have your very own personal genie granting you all the wishes that you could ever want. One of the things I really love about doing this is you don't have to mess with building websites or paying for hosting or bothering with SEO or any of the other garbage that traditionally goes along with internet marketing. And I don't know if you're anything like me, which you probably are though. it's because that's why you bought this course. You're looking for an alternative. And if you're looking for an alternative, a great way to make money, I'm going to tell you, Fiverr is really it. And also, a really great thing about this is you're onto something really big before everybody else is getting into it. Think about getting into this is the same way as getting into, say, Google AdSense, when Google AdSense was still something worth getting into. Well, Fiverr is at that point right now. So you don't want to miss out on this. You want to be one of the first people in this, because if you are, you're going to make a ton of money while all the other Johnny-come-lateles get into it, and it's going to be pretty much something that they can't make money at anymore.
Ken's totally right. We just love Fiverr. Well, one of the things is that it brings us free traffic, and it's easy, and it's really just free, and you get paid. And why I really like this is that for a gig to put up, a lot of times if you want to do something else on the internet, it may take hours and hours putting up a website. Now, I can put a gig up literally almost in 5 minutes. And if you think about it, in 5 minutes, if you put up 6 gigs, you're almost putting up 6 gigs in less than an hour, which is awesome. And you can make fantastic money doing this. And like I said, you can possibly quit your job and make a ton of more money than you have been making before.
Yeah, that's what I love about this system too, is that it really is easy. And we're going to show you all of that in all the materials that are up and coming. So let's go over some of the modules and the things that you're going to learn. Number 1 is going to be your introduction. That's where we're at right now. Number 2, the next module, we're going to go over why Fiverr is such a great place to be in. What's so great about it? And we're going to give you a lot of little insights and tips and ideas. Number 3, making money with Fiverr. We're going to go over some ideas that you probably never thought about on how to make money with Fiverr. And then in number 4, we're going to show you the real way to make big money with Fiverr. Now, in number 5, we're going to show you the secrets on how to bring exposure to your gigs so your gig doesn't just lay there and turn stale. If you can't get attention to your gig, well, what was the point of creating it in the first place? And then number 6, we're going to teach you advanced Fiverr techniques. And these are things that is going to be many times worth many more times the cost that you purchased this course for.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm going to tell you, we have so many advanced techniques, and just because it says Fiverr, you don't just make $5 on a gig. You can make $15, $25, $30 on a gig by our advanced techniques. I mean, we really rock it. And one of the things you have to understand is that there are so many gems in here. For what you paid on this could have went for a lot more. But we really care about you guys, and we really want you to succeed. So make sure you have that pad of paper and pen, because you have a chance of making some real money on this course. Now, you can, like I said, you can make tons of money with this Fiverr gigs. There's so much money. There's people that are making huge, big livings doing this. And they're making so much money, it is unbelievable. And you can too. So a lot of people, they're averaging $5,000 per month. That is a lot of money to average on Fiverr, but it's really simple to do on monthly gigs. And all the while, you're doing very little work. You can probably work an hour a day, and you can make tons of money. With Fiverr, only in a few short weeks, you can make a few $1,000s in your bank account, relatively working maybe an hour a day. Whoever heard of that? But it's relatively easy, like I said, and you don't spend no time. You can quit your job. You don't have to drive to a job. You sit back and you do this in the comfort of your own home.
Yeah, that's what I love about Fiverr. And, you know, a lot of people think that you only can make a few dollars on there because of, I guess, maybe the name. They think, oh, $5. Well, there's no point in even bothering with that. And I guess that's also good because it keeps away a lot of the heavy competitors. But you being one of the few people to realize that you can make great money with doing this, you're going to put a lot more attention into it. And you really don't want to let the cat out of the bag too much. You don't want to let too many people get into this, because you start telling too many people about it and it becomes watered down. Let's take a hypothetical of pretty much how much can you make on Fiverr. Well, thinking about it, if you did just 10 gigs per day times 30 days per month, well, that would be 300 gigs you'd have done in 1 month. Now, we like to say that you can average about $20 per gig per month. That's very easy to do. Think about that. At $5 a piece, well, that's only 4 sales. You can potentially have a gross income of $6,000 in 1 month time, only doing 10 gigs per day. And as James said, it can literally takes you about 5 minutes to upload 1 gig. So if you think about it, in less than an hour a day, you can go ahead and work your way up to 300 gigs in 1 month. Well, if you did 300 gigs in 1 month, how many do you think you'd have by the end of the year? So you can really see that there's huge money potential in this type of a system. And I'll tell you, that's one of the reasons why I really love it is I like to do things that not everybody else is doing, because when everybody else starts doing it, that's when I get out of it, because it becomes watered down and it's no longer a viable income source. But think about how many gigs can you make? That's the question. And that's what I love about Fiverr, because it does have all this potential, and it's something that to me is basically is still in its infancy.
I totally agree. You guys have to realize there is a lot of money to be made in Fiverr. I'm not going to tell you how much, but we actually have a lot of gigs out there. And I'm talking about a lot of gigs. Why don't you guys take out a calculator and find out how much money would you make if you had 300 gigs out there with $20 per gig? I'm going to tell you it's a lot of money, but I don't want to tell you. You got to take out your own calculator and find this out, because you're going to start getting more excited. Because if you're not excited, I don't even know how to even make you more excited, because I'm very excited about this. Now, imagine all the traffic that Fiverr's really getting. And instead of just imagine, let's take a look. Fiverr is one of the top websites in the world. Its Alexa rank is 168. That is huge. And it's basically, they could be charging us monthly for just using the website, but there's nothing. I mean, it's relatively very cheap to advertise on Fiverr, and you can make a lot of money. Now, also realize that the methods that we're going to teach you, they're so easy. I mean, you're going to find out that literally, you can put a gig up in 5 minutes. You don't even have to create the content. And one of the main things is it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I totally love Fiverr, as James said, is because it is easy. It's also fun. And that's what we're going to teach you how to do is, number one, how to make a lot of money. That's what you're here for. But also, we want to teach you easy methods and also how to have fun. Why not have fun and make money at the same time? What could be better than that? And think about it. You can do this. You can get these same kind of results with our methods and make real money when it comes to Fiverr marketing. So let's get on to the next module, and we're going to start showing you some of the techniques.